I'm in contact with Coach Schreiber ever since I came to Purdue. It's definitely something that I always wanted to do. I always had the mindset to maybe play too, and it's finally here, and Purdue's giving me the opportunity to do it. And I'll be ashamed if I look back and said, "Man, I wish I would have done something like that." So.
Yeah. Do you feel good? You feel rusty? I mean, it's been a few years since you played. How do you feel?
Oh yeah. I mean, I definitely know that there's more in the tank for me. Like you said, I've been out for 3 years, and this is definitely a great testament to the coaches here. I mean, the short time that they had to work with me, they're really getting a lot out of me. So, and they think that that I can contribute to the team, and I think that I can contribute to the team. So.
You tried out as an outfielder and pitcher, right? I mean, you made it as a pitcher, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Just did they like the prospect of maybe having a left-handed specialist in the bullpen and perhaps being able to use you that way?
Yeah. Well, kind of sitting down with the coaches, they've been giving me feedback, the past couple of weeks, and they thought my best shot to make it was pitching. Being out 3 years, and the pitching from high school to college is a lot different, and they thought that that was probably where it take the most time for me to maybe make the team. Trying to find that niche in hitting again. So they thought I'd bring a lot more to the table pitching. So that's what I've been focusing on.
Yeah.
How much convincing did you have to show Coach Hazel that you wanted to do this? Did he sign off on it pretty quickly?
Well, I guess maybe not surprisingly, but he's been really supportive about this, and it's really made it a lot easier for me to kind of give it my all, because sometimes when you're not quite sure, you feel like you're walking on eggshells. You don't want to step on anybody's toes, especially when everybody's new. But he's been really supportive. Just last week, me, Coach Schreiber and Coach Hazel sat down and talked about, I guess, like a game plan of how we're going to focus on the season coming up, because I still have to make sure I stay within the hour rule for football and baseball. So they're both both on the same page, and that's really good.
You still with Cody Webster. What did he show you in the tryouts that you were compelled enough to put him on the roster?
Well, I think two things. One, we know Cody's makeup and his intangibles are, I think, very high on the chart. He's a competitor, and then also the fact that he's a left-handed pitcher for us. He did try out as a dual kind of a switch-hitting outfielder and a left-handed pitcher. If we had more time to work with him, I think maybe some of that offensive stuff would have come back for him. But not playing the game for 3 years, it's a little bit tough to see live pitching and try to hit mid to high 80s, and be consistent with it. So, but he has arm strength. He's a mid 80s guy from like I said, with being left-handed, and that's just something that we don't have a lot of. When you've got Minch and Wood that are projected to be in your starting rotation, whether that's weekend and or midweek, that leaves us 2 lefties out of the bullpen. And so I think by keeping Cody, that just gives us a little bit deeper options, coming out of the bullpen. He still has to prove himself somewhat, but he keeps getting better and better each week, and I don't know where that's going to plateau off, but we're gonna keep riding him a little bit and see what he can give us.
Is that, you look at it as a spot type of reliever? I'm going to get one left-hander out, or is he kind of a long type of guy? Or?
Probably more of a mid guy,
okay.
But could be a situational guy versus a lefty hitter too. But I think that if he can get in the zone consistently, that he could have a chance to be a mid and somewhat of a long. Long inning option for us out of the bullpen.
Was this a tough sell for Darryl Hazel to sign off on, or?
No, and actually he's been great. Obviously, I think Cody wants to endear himself to the new coaching staff, and the coaching staff obviously wants to get to know him as well. But I think that there is some trust there that Coach Hazel knows that he's going to continue to work hard, and his priority is still football. I mean, he's not going to miss any football practices, and he's going to do his conditioning and things with the football guys, so they see him making the sacrifices, and everyone's not wondering where's Cody Webster. And like I told him that he can miss some of those baseball workouts because our guys do already know him, and they already know that, hey, he is a tough, I mean, he's not ducking out. If anything, he's probably facing some tougher conditioning, so our guys can put 2 and 2 together. But no, Coach Hazel's been great, and he trusts, that, Cody's going to keep up on his academics and all the things that he needs to, and try to help us win a championship.
Dorsch, the last football, baseball guy you had?
Yes, Dorsch was. We had Mike Rose when I first came here, and then Travis Dorsch played for a couple seasons as well. So we'd like to have more if we can tap into it. I know around the Big Ten we've seen guys like Eric Decker, and Indiana's always seemed to have a guy or two. So Illinois had the wide receiver a few years ago as well. So Hudson. So they've we see him every now and then, and we'd like to have that guy ourselves.